The calendar turning to February 14th usually brings with it a tsunami of red hearts, plush teddy bears, and forced romantic gestures. And for most celebrities, Valentine's Day is either a meticulously curated photo shoot or a dramatic declaration of love. But for Billie Eilish and Nat Wolff, it was always a little different. Since their relationship blossomed away from the public eye, their idea of romance was less about grand gestures and more about quiet, shared moments. Think vinyl records, late-night drives, and making fun of bad movies. So, for their first Valentine's Day as an engaged couple, the expectations were delightfully low. Billie, Nat knows I hate anything cheesy. Like, truly despise it. If he shows up with a giant bouquet of red roses, I'm genuinely going to wonder if he's messing with me. Nat. Billie says she hates Valentine's Day. But I know underneath all that I'm too cool for commercial holidays exterior. There's a tiny part of her that secretly loves being spoiled. My mission, if I choose to accept it, is to spoil her without being cheesy. The day began like any other Tuesday in their Los Angeles home. Quiet, unhurried, with the scent of coffee brewing. No immediate signs of romantic fanfare. Much to Billie's understated relief, Billie woke up to find Nat already in the kitchen, making her favorite vegan pancakes. No heart-shaped sprinkles. No pink frosting. Just perfectly fluffy pancakes. Billie, morning stranger. What's with all this domestic bliss? Is this your subtle way of saying Happy V-Day without actually saying Happy V-Day? Nat. Maybe. Or maybe I just appreciate my fiancé waking up on time for once. Pancakes are ready. They spent the morning just being themselves. Nat showed Billie a particularly terrible B-movie from the 80s, complete with questionable special effects, and Billie tried, unsuccessfully, to get him to appreciate a new experimental jazz album. Their engagement ring, a deep sapphire, glinted subtly on Billie's finger as she gestured wildly, arguing her point. In the afternoon, Nat announced they were going on an adventure. This usually meant a surprise trip to a vintage bookstore or a drive to a hidden viewpoint in the canyons. Today's adventure was different. He drove them to a local animal shelter. Billie, confused but intrigued. Nat, what are we doing here? Are we adopting a cat? Because, you know I'm a dog person. Mostly. Nat, smiling mysteriously, just trust me. It's an appointment. Inside, they were led to a back room where a small, scruffy terrier mixed puppy with enormous, soulful eyes was waiting. The puppy, a rescue from a local hoarding situation, was timid but clearly craving affection. Billie, voice softening, kneeling down. Oh my God.
Nat.
Is this? Nat. Her name is Willow. She doesn't have a home yet. I thought maybe she could be our Valentine. No pressure, of course. Just meeting her. Billie, who always claimed she was too busy for pets, melted. She spent the next hour gently coaxing Willow out of her shell, whispering sweet nothings, and letting the tiny dog lick her hand. It was a silent, powerful gesture from Nat, understanding Billie's deep love for animals and finding a way to share that love with her. By the time they left the shelter, Willow was curled up in Billie's arms. Billie, teary-eyed, looking at Nat. You really are something else, Nat Wolff. This is the best Valentine's Day present ever. Way better than flowers. As evening fell, their Valentine's Day continued to unfold in its uniquely Billie and Nat way. Instead of a fancy restaurant, Nat had set up a makeshift outdoor cinema in their backyard. A projector beamed their favorite classic black and white film, Casablanca, onto a large screen draped between two trees. They sat wrapped in a thick blanket, sharing a pizza, with Willow nestled comfortably between them. The Los Angeles night sky was clear, dotted with stars, and the subtle glow of fairy lights that had strung up created a magical atmosphere. Billie, leaning her head on Nat's shoulder. This is perfect, you know? Just
Us.
no pressure, no expectations. Just happy. Nat, that's all I ever want for you. Be happy. And maybe a little surprise. Narrator. He then presented her with one more, tiny gift. It wasn't expensive. It was a perfectly preserved, first edition paperback of one of her favorite obscure poetry collections. He'd spent months hunting it down. Billie. Nat. You found it! Oh my God. Where did you even? This is incredible. How do you always know exactly what I want, even when I don't know it myself? Nat. I just pay attention. Happy Valentine's Day, my love.
To us.
To Willow, and to many more perfectly imperfect days. They watched the rest of the movie, the quiet comfort of their shared space a testament to a love that didn't need grand declarations or public displays. It was a love built on understanding, humor, and the beautiful, everyday surprises that make life truly meaningful. For Billie Eilish and Nat Wolff, Valentine's Day wasn't about the commercial spectacle. It was about the quiet, profound joy of finding your person and celebrating them in a way that feels utterly, authentically you. February 14th, 2026. For most of the world, it was a day of overpriced roses and frantic dinner reservations. But for Billie Eilish and Nat Wolff, it was the day of the great silence. You see, Billie has never been one for the pink and sparkly side of romance. She's always found the commercialism of Valentine's Day a bit, well, cringy. And Nat understood her perfectly. Since they got engaged after that whirlwind Grammy night, the world was waiting for a massive, public declaration of love. But Nat had something much more them in mind. While the paparazzi were staked out at every five-star restaurant in Beverly Hills, Billie and Nat were nowhere to be found. They weren't at a gala. They weren't at a red carpet event. They were tucked away in a tiny, converted barn studio in the hills, surrounded by vintage synths and the smell of rain-damp eucalyptus. The studio was dim, lit only by a few flickering candles and the amber glow of the recording console. Billie was slumped in an oversized velvet chair, her engagement ring catching the light as she twisted a stray lock of hair. Billie, you know, if people saw us right now, they'd think we were the most boring couple in Hollywood. We're literally just sitting here in the dark. Nat, boring is underrated, besides. I didn't bring you here just to sit in the dark. I wanted to show you something I've been working on since the Grammys.